Hello, everybody. This is Christiana Mall here for Lunar Power. Just checking in with you guys, see how your day's going. It's not going good. You're having a rough day? I feel ya. Yeah, the voices in your head, they keep talking, huh? They're not saying good things. Yep, I've been there. So if you're watching this channel, you probably are struggling with anxiety and depression, or you know somebody that is. Um, and what's at the core, really, of the anxiety and depression, in part, is our self-esteem. A lot of times, having low self-esteem really leads us to that place where we feel powerless and like we don't have control over our lives. Um, I've definitely been in that place. I've been in places where I actually thought that my self-esteem was really well, but in actuality, I was really validating myself by the opinions of others. I was validating myself by my job. So when I didn't have those people around me telling me that I was doing a good job or telling me that I was loved or worthy, I was crushed. And that really led me to this like roller coaster life. And I didn't feel like I was in control. So we want to build our self-esteem on our own. And when we begin to take control of our lives, take control of our emotions, that's when we're going to start building some self-esteem. That Christiana really gets stuff done. That, I am the author of my own book and I don't let other people dictate it. I'm like not reactionary, but I'm the one that makes the initial action. Today we're going to be talking about 10 different ways that we're going to build up our self-esteem. Super important, and this is where we have to start. We have to start within ourselves. We can't look externally for somebody to come and save us. We can't look to our jobs. We can't look to our family. We really need to look within and find the power within, and that means doing hard stuff. It means facing your fears. It means doing the things that you love. Because if you're always procrastinating, running away, you're not going to have good self-esteem. And the more you do the things that you love, the more you challenge yourself, the more that you face your fears and do things on your own for yourself, you're going to begin to get that credibility within yourself. So 10 steps. 10 steps to improving your self-esteem. And I took some notes so I would remember. This is my second video, so be patient with me, guys. And I'm going to try and do this on one take. I want you to see that, I'm not perfect, and it's okay to not be perfect. It's completely human and natural, and it's all good, and I'm cool with it. So step one, eat well. I can't tell you how many times I've eaten really well in a day, and then I go to have like potato chips or I have a cake or something like that, and then it totally affects my body. It totally affects my mood. I have sugar and it brings everything down. So eating really well, only putting foods in your body that are going to help you to achieve your goals. Putting food in your body, that's a signal of self-love. So if you're putting Big Macs and French fries and ice cream and cake and things like that into your body, you're not taking really good care of yourself. And that's going to affect your self-esteem. And then just on like a scientific level, the more fresh fruits and vegetables and organics that you put into your body, the better off your mood is going to be. Plant-based diets really help with depression and anxiety. Eating more meat and cheese and things like that, you're more prone to obesity, diabetes, heart disease. So choosing a plant-based diet, which I've been on for the last 3 years, has really helped with my energy levels, has helped with my self-esteem. I don't have to worry about my weight. But overall, I feel really energetic. I feel more energetic than people that are 15 years younger than me. And I feel like I look pretty good for my age. Just me. Okay, so step number one is going to be eat really well. That means lots of fruits and vegetables, and you're going to feel so much better, and your body's going to clean itself out. You're going to feel lighter, more energized. Step number two is to make a fitness plan for yourself. No, that's not always easy. It's not easy sticking to a fitness plan, and a lot of the things that are going to build your self esteem are not going to be easy. And that's okay, and that's good because we have to challenge ourselves, we have to push ourselves, and when we do that, we're going to gain that like inner confidence in ourselves that yeah, we can do that, we can stick to the plan. You know, if you want to be more than most people, you have to do more than most people. So starting a fitness plan and sticking to it, keeping your word to yourself that you're going to do it is really important. On a cellular level, it's really beneficial in terms of depression and anxiety and keeping your mood high when you're physically active. If you're laying in bed and you're not doing anything all day, your depression is going to be worse than if you go run for a half hour a day. For me personally, when I went through my divorce, running pretty much saved my life because I was just in a state of not knowing what was going to happen. I couldn't control anything. So, running, I would just run and run and run until I couldn't run anymore, and it helped to quiet the voices in my head. Um, and then I started to look better. I started to feel better. I started to stand taller. I got more confident. I saw my muscles appearing. And, you know, other people will give you compliments. Not that you should depend on that, but you're going to start feeling better. You're going to stand differently. And that's going to affect everything. So, okay. Step number 3, super, super, super important. Oops, almost dropped my book. Watch your words. My best friend told me this 5 years ago. And I hear him in my head all the time. I hear him when my kids talk. I hear him when I talk to myself. Watch the words that you say because those words become manifest in your reality. So that means if I say that I'm not good at computers, then I am going to then manifest that into reality. So I'm going to put myself unconsciously sometimes in situations where I'm going to fail. If I say nobody loves me, then I'm going to bring that upon myself. And then I'm going to attract situations that prove myself to be true. If I say, I can't do something, then I'm not going to be able to do something because I say that I can't. I almost don't even want to say the word I can't. It's just so horrible, like hearing it come out of my mouth. Never say I can't. There Yeah, you can do anything, even if you don't necessarily believe it yet. It's important to speak positively because when you speak negatively, you're putting that negative energy out there, and not much good is really going to come from that negative energy. So, yeah, really monitor the things that you say because it's going to come back to you. Also, monitor the words that you speak to yourself. Also, really super important. If you're telling yourself messages in your head like you're not worthy of certain things, or what else could you be telling yourself in your head? That you constantly make mistakes, or nobody's going to love you, or I don't have any friends, and you keep telling yourself over and over. Again, that's going to become your reality. So really monitoring your thoughts, monitoring the words that you speak, it's insanely, insanely important. So definitely, definitely watch your words. Number 4, get things done. So you have to gain credibility with yourself. Know that, yeah, Christiana gets stuff done. Whether it be chores around the house, whether it be working out, when I make a commitment to myself that I need to follow through, that gains me credibility with myself. It used to be in my life, if I gave my word to somebody, like my boss, and I said something is going to be on your desk by Monday, then sure as heck it was going to be on his desk by Monday. If I told a friend that I will call them at 12 o'clock, then I sure as heck would call them at 12 o'clock. But when it came to keeping my word to myself, I definitely was not as committed. And once you start really gaining credibility with yourself, that you do the hard things, you face your fears, you keep your commitments, then you're going to start building that self-esteem and gaining some confidence in your skills. Okay, so yes, getting things done. Step number 4. Step number 5, listen to your heart and make time for the things that you love. A lot of times when we're depressed, our minds are going a million miles a minute. Sometimes they're not telling us to correct things because we're thinking out of fear. And when we begin to listen to our heart as well, that's when we start gaining some traction in the world of self-esteem. Listening to your heart means doing the things that you really love. When you start doing the things you really love, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You're going to go the extra mile to learn more things. You're going to pursue it with a passion. When you're passionate, anything is possible. But if you're sitting at home and you're on your couch and you're playing video games or you're watching movies all day, you're not going to feel as good about that unless you want to be maybe a movie producer or something. You're studying it so you can get better at your craft. But when you're doing things that you love and you're getting better at your craft and you're trying and you're doing more every day, then you're going to start to feel better about yourself because you're like, dang, I'm really good at that. But when we begin to ignore the feelings of our heart and the callings of our heart, that's when we really start to get into trouble. Sometimes that's when we manifest diseases and things of that nature because we're not living our authentic self. So be you, and it's going to be good. It's going to be all good. So that was number 5. Number 6, cut out negative people. We already talked about watch your words, but you also have to really monitor the words of the people around you. We really become like the people that we surround ourselves with. So if you're around negative people, you're going to be negative. If you're around drama, you're going to attract more drama to you, and people like that. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you surround yourself with people that are not emotionally good for you, then you're going to start taking on that energy. So it's really important, if you feel like your energy is less because you're around certain people, then maybe they're not the right people to be around. If they're supporting you and they're loving you and they're showing you that they care about you, then that's wonderful and that's great. But the people that always bring drama in your life, the people that constantly bring you to tears, that don't follow through with their commitments, things like that. I don't know those people in your life, but it's really up to you to evaluate who's really healthy to be in your life. So when you're building self-esteem, you don't want to be around people that put you down. You don't want to be around people that are always looking at the negative side of things, especially when you struggle with depression, because it can be a very slippery slope, as I know, and sometimes you want to help other people or be with other people, but we're really to take care of ourselves first and protect ourselves first before we can help other people. Okay. Clean your home is number 7. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on one take. My hair keeps getting in my face. Clean your home. So you probably heard that like your environment really reflects what's inside of you. I know for the longest, and I mean the longest, probably 7-8 years, my house has been not kept up very well. I would have laundry, I would have dishes, and I blamed it on being a single parent. I blamed it on having a really busy job where I was working 50 plus hours a week. I could blame it on that, but also I had a lot of things going on up here, and I really think that kind of manifested itself in my environment where I wasn't organized. But when you begin to declutter, you're going to feel better. When you get rid of things that you don't need anymore, you're going to feel better. If you're surrounded by junk and you have to walk over piles of junk and piles of laundry, and you walk through piles of dishes, and you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to think, hey, yeah, I really get stuff done, when you're surrounded by all that procrastination and not keeping things up. So clean up your environment. It's going to take work. Building your self-esteem is going to take work. 110%. Sometimes you're maybe not ready to clean up your environment yet, but just be mindful that this is one of the things that is actually detracting as well from your self-esteem. So when you're ready, this is something that's really going to help you. Do what is hard and do what you're scared of. When you're constantly, how do I want to say this? When you're constantly running away from things that you're scared of, whether it be a conversation with somebody, whether it be standing up for yourself, you're not going to feel as good about yourself as possible. So sometimes building your self-esteem means facing your fears. If you're always running away from things that you're scared of, then you're going to live a smaller life than you could be. There's more potential there. And when you feel like there's more potential under the surface, that's always going to eat at you. That's always going to nag at you. Okay. So do what is hard and do what you're scared of. The more you face your fears, the more you have the conversations that you want to have, the more you stop hiding your greatness, you're going to feel better. Okay. All right. Number 9, be your own best friend. This is very important. You can't expect other people to be your best friend when you're not your best friend first. So that means talking kindly to yourself. That means maybe doing meditation, taking a nice bath, buying yourself something nice. When you start treating yourself like your own best friend, it's a lot different, because for my best friend, the people that I consider my friends, I want to treat them like really, really well. They're super worthy. They're the most amazing people. In my mind, they're perfect. They might not act perfect all the time, but like their soul to me is perfect, and they're doing the best that they can. And they're beautiful in all their imperfections and perfections and everything else. So, be really kind to yourself. Be forgiving. Be willing to forgive yourself, because at that point in your life, you're probably doing the best that you could with the information that you had. So maybe you would have done situations differently, but it doesn't help to live in the past. We only have the present right now. So be forgiving to yourself. Talk kindly to yourself. And then, like, sometimes now, when I get hard on myself, I'm like, well, how would I handle the situation if I was my best friend? How would I talk to my best friend if they did that? Because let's say in work, I didn't stand up for myself, and I'm beating myself up because I didn't feel like I did the right thing. And then I think, well, if I was my best friend, how would I coach myself and tell myself, it's okay. You screwed up. We all screw up. We'll just try again next time. Because at this point, the situation is done and gone. It wasn't the best decision to make, particularly. But it's done. I was going to say I was doing the best I could, but perhaps I wasn't. So yeah, just talking kindly to yourself, coaching yourself through things. What else? Yeah, and just taking care of yourself. Okay, step 10, this is our last step, is to be goal-oriented. When you have a goal that you're going towards, that's going to really help build your self-esteem. When you're kind of just floating around in life and you're not really focused on anything, then that becomes a less driven life. When you feel like you're making strides to get somewhere and meet a goal, again, this is kind of part of the do what you're passionate about thing. When you feel like you're driven towards something, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel like you're accomplishing things. You're going to feel like you're marking things off the checklist, that you got things done. So it's really important, find a goal for yourself, whether it be for health, or it could be a goal with relationships. It could be a goal, financial goal. It could be a career goal. It could be something that you want to achieve and learn. So, when we're focused on these goals, it kind of drives our life a little bit more than not having one. So it's really important to just write down your goals and then start working at them a little bit by little bit. And you're going to gain confidence that you can get stuff done and you are awesome. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. This video is really something that I've been working through the last couple months. Last several years, I really thought I made a lot of strides on my self-esteem. But it seems like when I had people leave my life, I realized, I wasn't as in charge of my self-esteem as I thought, and I was really leaving that up to different people. So when I'm going through things, guys, or I've learned some lessons, I'm going to share it with you once I've worked through it. But yeah, I hope you found this useful. I have a blog, lunarpower.net, if you want to check that out. And then I will definitely have more videos coming to you. Thanks. Bye.